Makeup is all about experimenting with products in creative ways and maneuvering them to work for you. Inventing or building on already existing makeup looks is my passion, which is pretty lucky owing to the fact that those are everlasting, evolving, and always reappearing, breathing with new life. Hi, I'm Heli, and today's episode of Makeup Basics with Maybelline New York 2.0 is all about channeling my enthusiasm for experimentation into recreating a gorgeous halo eye makeup look. Also known as spotlight eyes, halo eyes are typically achieved through a simple technique that involves creating dark shadows on the inner and outer corner of the eye, and then sandwiching a bright hue between its slices. So let's begin. Before we begin, let me take this opportunity to stress on the importance of using a primer yet again. This product is a makeup kit prerequisite as it helps create a neat, smudge-proof eye. So before you begin, make sure to rub some onto your eyelids. Add a drop of your regular foundation onto your eyelids to reduce any discoloration in that area. Lids that are even-toned catch a more intense color, sealing the deal for the look's longevity. Follow up with some powder for a perfect matte finish. Now your lids are ready to take on the exciting load of makeup. Now I'm going to begin with the eye makeup. I'm using this lovely matte brown transition shade from the Nudes palette to cast all over my lid. You can opt for absolutely any color you like, and orangey peach color might look equally stunning. Now I'm using this lovely Maybelline New York City Mini Rooftop Bronze palette to create this look. Grab a small flat brush and pick a slightly darker shade, and go in with it on the outer corner of your eyes. Blend it in well to remove any harsh, definitive lines. Continue using your flat brush and apply the same shade on the inner corner of your eye as well, while making sure that you're only covering 1/4 of this area. The center of your lids needs to be completely clean at this point so that we can add a touch of some celebratory shimmer here later. Now let's move on to that glitter placement we talked about, which is the focal point of this entire look. You can even opt for a bright eyeshadow if you're not too big on the glitter. I'm going to be using this shimmer shade from the same palette to make my eyes pop. However, before I add any product, I'm going to apply some primer on the center of my lids. I do this to keep the shadows and glitters on for longer and to reduce any product fallout. Now start packing the glitter onto the center of your eyelids, just like this. Once you're done, blend it into the shadows on the inner and outer corners to create a natural transition of colors instead of a visible demarcation. Naturally, no eye makeup look is complete without a feline flick. So go in with a very thin stroke of eyeliner to finish up. Do the same on your lower lash line and merge the lower flick with the upper one to polish it up. Now, to avoid any product bleed, just run a pencil brush with a touch of black eyeshadow across it to create an understated, sexy, smudged effect. Lastly, I'm going to add my customary finishing touch, a bright eyeshadow to highlight the brow bone because this works beautifully to define the eyes. Now grab your favorite mascara and go in with a nice heavy coat. I'm using this Maybelline New York's Falsies Push-Up Drama Mascara. It's quite mesmerizing to see how a single coat of mascara changes the look of your eyes. To achieve that flawless base, pay special attention to all the problematic areas such as dark spots and blemishes, and make sure you cover them up properly with a little bit of foundation and concealer. Matte out the look by going over it with a little bit of loose powder. Now it's time to add some definition to your cheeks. The transformation trio of contouring, blush, and highlighting can frame your face and lift your features almost instantly. For the brave, I'd like to suggest a bold lip color to help you stand out from the crowd. But for the more understated, I recommend a nice nude hue to allow your eyes the chance to be the star. I'm using this rich color from Maybelline New York Superstay range that complements this look perfectly. It's the shade Versatile and it pairs wonderfully with this bronzy halo look. And voila! Now that you've learned how to create this look, go crazy and let your creativity out of its cage by experimenting with different color combinations that complement each other and create a different look for every outfit. I'm Heli and I hope you enjoyed recreating this look for yourself as much as I did creating it for you. I'll see you next time with another episode of Makeup Basics with Maybelline New York 2.0. Until then, stay tuned and stay glamorous.